You can see 25 words.
I feel like it's very simple, but I think this movie is about Denis Villeneuve's subconscious. And his strange, repressed sexual appetite. And his strange obsession with spiders. And his obvious deep love of Toronto.
Obviously my real mother is not in this room.
Okay, so let's take some questions from the audience. Right here? Yeah. Okay. So, Denis, what was it like balancing the two films that you have at the festival this year?
The thing is to do two movies back to back, you need help, and the answer is mad animal. Because, yes, that's true, because, and Nick Fitchman as well. Both of them helped me as I was prepping and shooting Prisoners. Niv and Matt took care of supervising special effects and the sound design of the movie, and the beauty of internet today that I was able to communicate with them when it was necessary. And that's it. But it's just that to make a movie double, two films, you need a double. So Matt was my double. That's why it was very important for me to. It's almost a shared credits as we are almost both directors in this movie. That's the truth.
Okay, another question. Right over here.
This is a question for Jake. The two characters you played were very unique and the same but different. And I wonder if you have either one you liked better than the other or you found more challenging.
Okay, so the question is for Jake. The two characters that you play are quite different. Did you prefer one of the characters?
You know, to me, I don't really think I don't think either of the characters are actually very different from the other, and that was the difficult part personally, and for both. I mean, I speak for you when I say this, but finding the subtleties and differences between the two people. I think that there's a tendency as an actor to want to make two. You know, one of them wears a peacock outfit, and the other one, doesn't. But really, I think that there were just subtle mannerisms. I mean, what was fascinating to me was really acting technically with myself in the scenes where I act with myself. And that was so fun because this movie consists of. It's not really a joke when one element really doesn't work without the other in this movie. I mean, we all work together. This is a strange amalgamation of all of our unconscious. Everybody who made this movie participated in the storytelling part of it and the character, and I feel like I literally felt like I was in Denis' mind, he was in mine, and Matt was in mine, and I was in his, and we were
Which is very weird.
And which is why the movie is so straightforward, and you can obviously understand exactly what it's about.
By the way, it's quite amazing that so far we have two questions from you guys, because I don't know how come you can come with questions about this film. It's so obvious.
Yeah, but Q&A is just be A.
You have a question, Jake?
No, I mean, it seems to me that it's pretty clear that this is this secret that this movie is about will be shared with only all of us in this theater. For the rest of our lives, we will share this.
Would it be amazing if it was just the only time we will showing Enemy? That would be fantastic. Because it's been something we will share all together, and it will be the only one on earth.
I was at that screening! I was there!
That's it.
Yeah. 80 years from now.
Were you there?
And then we wake up.
Sorry guys, it's just that we were naked for 1 hour and a half in front of you. That's why you are so nervous right now.
That's what it is.
Thank you for Isabella, because you were not she was not aware of it. But
Okay, let's get some more questions. If that's okay. Right over here. Okay, so Isabella, can you talk about the transition from modeling to acting?
To acting. My family was in films, so when I became the tradition was, film, modeling, film. It wasn't. And there are similarities with modeling and acting. I don't know which one I prefer. Both. I did like modeling a lot. A lot of people think that it's a lesser thing than acting, but I didn't. But I had a very privileged career working with Avedon, Penn, Stephen Meisel, so maybe that made a difference. I mean, to me, working with talented people, it's what's great.
Thank you. Sure, go ahead.
Each of you can have 2 questions tonight. Is that...
Okay,
No,
so...
that's the only thing. We can talk about anything tonight but spiders, okay?
Okay, so
No,
the question
seriously,
is,
I cannot talk
what
about
did the
it.
spider represent, but then you won't answer that, so that's fine.
I can't.
I can tell you with spiders.
No.
No, I think that the spider represents a number of different things. I mean, obviously this movie is about, in a lot of ways, as Denis said, and he said at the beginning of before the screenings, it is a journey through the unconscious, And I think that there are a lot of things that affect us when we fall asleep at night, or we have our dreams, or even unconsciously when we're walking through the world. And I think that those representations are all over. And I think that, that's obviously one of them. And I think that it is very clear that the spider is me to Denis, and that is our relationship encapsulated in the movie. The spider didn't really appear in the movie until halfway through our shooting. And we really were getting to know each other, and he came to me and said, I get it. There should be a spider who sucks the guy's blood. He's you. And I was like, Hugh? He's like, no, Hugh. I'm like, what? You're about to go work with Hugh. Is that what you mean? No, Hugh. And that's what the spider is, obviously.
Sorry about it, guys. We can't give appropriate answer about the spiders. It would be bad for everybody in this room. So we have to...
Fair enough. Go ahead.
I live in St. Jamestown, and I just got to see you film in the morning. Could you talk about why you chose the locations to film? Is it Mississauga and St. Jamestown?
Okay, so why did you choose the locations in the film?
The thing is that I was, this movie, seriously, when I say, as we were doing it with the production designer, Patrice Vermette, and Nicolas Boldieu, the cinematographer, we're saying it for us, it was a kind of love letter to Toronto. But at the same time, we wanted to approach Toronto in a funky way, Montreal way. No, but seriously, the thing is that as I was reading the novel, there was a feeling of Sao Paulo, of Latin America, and it's just that there's those white buildings and the concentration, the architecture felt like, it just reminded me the way I was seeing the city when I was reading the novel. And St. James was like a dream come true. Seriously, when I saw it, I was so excited. And seriously, this city is really cinematic. It's really inspiring. So for us, it was a kind of a character for the story, and we were very excited to shoot in Toronto.
Thank you.
This is true.
Right over there. Okay, so the question is for Jake. How do you prepare for a scene, and what are your processes?
I mean, it definitely depends on the project, but to me, preparation for a scene is really preparation for an entire film. I mean, I believe that freedom is on the other side of discipline. And that the amount of time you put into something, for me, I don't consider myself necessarily the sharpest tool in the shed, so I need a lot of sharpening. and that takes that's timely and it's a little painstaking, and I believe that everything, once when this script came to me, from that moment until we start shooting and throughout that's my preparation. In a weird way, it begins even before I've said yes or anything. It begins. It begins. You take everything in, and I think in a weird way that's what the movie is about. To me, it's what you take in. You take in everything, even when you're not aware of it, and that's what I believe about crafting a performance or doing anything that's artistic, is that it is all influence, our experience, our interactions, whatever it is, whether we consciously caught a spider on the street and it had such a massive response inside of us or didn't, or what it represents, that's what it's all about. And so I believe really deeply in preparation, and preparation and preparation and more preparation. And then letting it all go and stop thinking and don't think you know anything, because if you do, you're fucked.
Don't use that word.
So you're very, very in a bad place. Much in a bad place. Very much in a bad place.
Over here! Up here!
Wow, okay, back up there in the balcony.
So, I noticed that there are multiple scenes in which Adam would wake up in bed. So, can you say that it was all a dream?
Okay, so there's multiple scenes where Adam wakes up in bed. Is the film potentially all a dream?
No.
Right over there.
What scene was the most enjoyable or your favorite to film? And what was your most favorite part about filming in Toronto?
Okay, so Jake, what was your favorite favorite scene to film, and did you like filming in Toronto?
My favorite scene to film was the scene with Isabella Rossellini, obviously. I mean, also in a number of ways in that she really represents in this film, even with really one scene, even you hear her voice at the beginning of the whole thing, she represents, there is this essential, obviously, the element of the mother that is very important. And so there was a lot of import on that day, and it was obviously amazing to work with her and to meet her and to be around her energy in every way. So everybody was very excited that day, and Denis finally woke up and actually started directing for the first time. So it was like a really special day. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, what was the other question?
Did you like filming in Toronto?
Oh, yes. I mean, it was, naturally, I've said this before, but I think that it's inherently artistic city, and the emphasis on the arts is really impressive. And yes, that deserves an applause. And particularly being American, this is a pretty much primarily all Canadian crew, and we really became a family. They did their best not to ostracize me. I did my best not to criticize them. We really got along. It's a perfect example for international relations that I think we should all really take on board and try and evolve into. But what I would say, really honestly, is that they were a family, and many of them were from Toronto and all over Canada, but many from Toronto, and they were an extraordinary crew, one of the best I've ever worked with, and so loving. Their hearts were open, and they allowed for great experimentation. And to me, in the rigidity of what making a movie is, and that it is really like moving like an army all the time, and the people who arrange that movement and the people who participate in that movement, and the positivity and the sort of drive of the people who are from Toronto and all Canadians was inspiring to me. So I just wanted to say I really appreciate and am honored both by the Spanish and the Canadians to have been a part of this production, and thank you.
That's bullshit. The truth is, the food was great, and we drank a lot. Jack and I became very fat. That's it.
True, there are some scenes that start at the beginning of the movie that were shot at the end where I was like, somebody's been to Toronto a few too many times.
Okay, so unfortunately that's all we have time for tonight.
Yeah, but one thing I would like, just to finish, I apologize, I just want like you to know that for me and for my friends, I think it was a massive privilege because we had so much freedom to do this movie. So I would like to thank Pate, UK, and E1 and Alliance at that time, and everybody that allowed us, Téléfilm, Sadek, gave us the freedom to have fun making cinema. Thank you, Nick Richmond. Thank you very much.